Everybody's gonna pay. Cause the $1 million man always gets his way. Money, 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 money.
Okay, everyone, welcome. I got a new intro, and it's deservedly so. The $1 Million Moran, Patrick Moran. Here we go again with this guy, Patrick Moran, AFSCME. I got breaking news, everyone. This is breaking, and on now with the Outsiders podcast, we have on. Now he's the man. He's the man that broke all the stuff about DPW, what was going down. He brought it out. He's the forerunner. He's the front runner. He is the one who got things going. Now I'm talking about Clarence Thomas, y'all. Everybody talking about Clarence. Clarence Thomas. Say Clarence out. Say hello to everyone. Welcome to the Outsiders.
Hey, how y'all doing? Peace and blessings to everyone out there.
Now this is breaking news. Nobody has this. This is breaking news. He's at it again. He's at it again. It's Patrick Moran. And Clarence, let people know, because you spoke with me, told me what was going on, and I'm saying to myself, okay, this guy, $1 million, there's not any type of legal service agreement. And before we get to that, let me ask you a question. Did the union members at any time, were you shown a service agreement regarding this $1 million legal fee, a legal service agreement? Did you see anything that showed what happened?
I never saw any type of form per se, personally myself, and we were never aware or never told that. So unless something else is behind that, I don't know. But at this point, no one ever saw that. And if they did, believe me, the members, my co-workers, my compadres, it would have got around to the various yards and to the people.
Let me get to the people, the breaking news. That's not the breaking news. Everybody knows about it. I did a show, a podcast about it. Mackenzie Frost is reporting on it. That's not the breaking news, everyone. The breaking news is that apparently $2.5 million, ouch. You know what, Clarence, tell the story. Tell the people what's happening, because this is breaking news regarding Patrick Moran, the president of AFSCME Council 3.
So I was informed a couple of weeks ago, and the union had their annual cookout, and that was on that Saturday. But that Friday afternoon, I had got an important phone call because the union had went back to finish up and finalize the tentative agreement that these guys had brought out.
Okay.
And what happened was, somewhere or another, the city had dropped the ball, or the union was not informed until they went back to the board, to finish up, the contract negotiations for the benefits and to make sure they don't raise our benefits, whatever we're trying to do, or, it's that time of the year, by the way, right now, to get your health and life insurance and everything. So they went before the board, and it was revealed that I think between definitely 2 million, maybe close to 2.5, 2 million to no more than 2.5 million in between that ball frame. That money was found, and the city had to add that now to what the city was already in place. So the tentative agreement already had XYZ amount of dollars. But when they went to the board on that Friday, it was found that it was another 2 million to 2.5 that was found. So it had to be included on top of what they already had set aside with the agreement that they came to, the tentative agreement.
Okay, so now you have, out of the blue, $2 to $2.5 million. This is, again, Patrick Moran not letting, did he let, all this time has gone by, the last year or so, however long it's gone by, did he let the union members know about this?
No. No one knew about that. You know, I have my ways and my resources, and I got a lot of people down. But, you know, I'm the voice of DPW.
Yes,
you know,
you are.
you already know. Appreciate you acknowledging, giving me my props and everything. And I couldn't do it without you. So I definitely want to tell you thank you very much.
Well, you guys are putting in the work, man. You guys are putting in the work and dealing with that management and dealing with the people in charge and the city.
You know, it's not about whistleblowing. It's not about none of that. It's just about what's right, what's wrong. And we just got to get everybody around the board. Okay, and the situation was mind-boggling. And then we find the $2 million and the 2.5. So we had the union meeting, and you know, Mr. Moran was going over the particulars and was answering questions. And then to his attention, I said, well, Mr. Moran, by the way, why don't you let the people that are here, the union, they from different yards and all walks of life, tell them about the $2 million, 2.5 million that was found at the city level. That he added in.
You didn't like that?
Yeah, I forgot.
That's what he said. He forgot.
Yeah, he said he forgot. He said, you're right. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, no problem. I said, but you need to let these people know. So guess what? To me getting, you know, the full $10, I'm going to get another $1.50 added to that $10. Just giving an example. You understand? With the breakdown. Because 2 million, 2.5 million, that's still a lot of money. That's not no walk in the park. That's not no chump change.
So he got caught with his britches down at the meeting. That's what we call it.
I don't know, you know, I'm not going to say per se the union. I'm not going to say somewhere along another it got broke down, but the 2 million, 2.5 was recovered. And the city expedited that back over to the union to go into, you know, the kitty with the rest of the money.
Well, do you think, I mean, here's the thing I'm looking at it. The union members were not told this. You brought it up. Then Patrick being caught with his britches down. He had to fess up because he hadn't let the union members know prior. So he had to fess up. There was no email, no memo, or nothing. Nothing.
I can tell you that. I'm on the email list. I'm on the memo. I'm an active union member, and I'm also a shop steward. So nothing was informed. I go to these meetings. I go to these workshops. I've been to the conferences out of town and everything. With Lee Saunders and Pat Moran and the rest of, you know, the ACME and my other comrades that's inside the union that work for different parties. So I've been in the mix for a minute, not just recently or anything other than I've been doing this for years. Even before Glenn Middleton got sick.
So here we have Patrick Moran. He's in the midst of, and I want to talk about this. I'm going to get back to that $2.5 million, but I want to talk on this issue since you're the guy who started this. Substantial McNair has been prominent on the news as well, but this is what I want to talk about. I got in contact with Mackenzie Frost. I did send her a few emails. She hasn't responded back. Mackenzie, I'm expecting you to respond back. Be a professional. Be a professional, respond back, because I made some very good points. The question, and I saw her interview with you on Fox 45, but the questions she was asking were more closed-end yes, no. That's no good. Some of the questions were good, don't get me wrong, but you got to dive deeper. And I asked the question, okay, who recommended the law firm? You have a law firm that you're sending $1 million or more to. Who recommended them? Who vetted them? Who looked the law firm up? I had to vet several attorneys. I vetted them. Another attorney has been added to a case. I vetted him. I vet everyone. If a judge is involved in a case, I vet the judge. I want to know what type of judge we're dealing with. That's what I do. I'm a professional. So if I'm going to deal with you, you're getting in a case, or you're going to be, adjudicating a case or whatever, or you're an attorney or whoever. I'm gonna vet you. So if you're spending that kind of money, who is the contact person? This Brian Lace, law offices of Brian Lace in Washington, D.C. Who signed the legal service agreement? I asked for a copy as well. Clarence, I asked Patrick, his people, for a copy of the legal service agreement. I believe that the union members should be pushing to get a copy of the legal service agreement that should have been done. Who signed it? It'll have the information and specifics on it, what the services entail. Because if you signed a legal service agreement and you didn't vet or make sure that this is a law firm, a legit law firm, you're liable. It's a liability issue. Has the union, let me ask this question, have the AFSCME union members, and Lee Saunders, I believe, was carbon copied on this as well. If he wasn't, I'm going to check, but I'm going to ask him. Lee, you're the head of AFSCME, the whole country. Did you make sure that you saw the legal service agreement? I mean, what do you think? I mean, this is what you do.
I just think that, I own businesses, and I've been in the business world. I went to college for that. I graduated from Morgan State University. I went to Morris Brown. I got a degree in business finance. When it comes down to numbers, when you're dealing with that type of money, there's a protocol, there's a chain of command, and there's a process, an extensive process. You can't be cutting checks for $200,000, $300,000, and you talking about, and then you come back, and when it comes out, you talking about that it's a phishing scam. You can't tell me on the news that you're telling me that, hey, we got in contact with the FBI back then. This happened over 3 years ago.
Exactly.
Before the pandemic. 3 years later, what are you talking about? Where we at? We still want to know. All the members want to know, where's that $1 million? That's part of my money. That's part of everybody else's money, and whoever that's tied to. I don't know about half of these people, because they'll just sit there and just let stuff happen to them. But me, my money, and I work hard for my money, and what I do for my money legitimately, I need to know where my money at. And my money was being drawn out my account, going to the union each and every month, faithfully. So they can never say that the payment was late or passed through or anything of that nature. I need to know where my money is. And we need to know that. And my thing, the bottom line of it is, besides the legal agreement, like you said, that needs to be the legal service agreement. But we need to open the books. Because you got $1 million and walk out of here and you think just telling us something about some phishing scam. I'm not buying that. That was not brought up at that union. No one knew nothing about that. I'm going to make that clear. Nothing was brought up at that union. I brought up about the $2 million, 2.5 allegedly, that was found that the city forgot that had to be added into the budget that they got on the tender degree. Let's make that clear. Stencil McNair did not even know. Nobody knew. Everybody from his cabinet did not know. I knew.
Wow.
And everybody was stunned. Everybody was stunned. No, you shouldn't be stunned. You shouldn't be surprised when it comes to me. Because I'm well respected and well connected in the city.
Yes, you are.
I came from City Hall. My background is City Hall for 7 years. And I was a powerful community activist. So I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me and respect me and got a lot of love and support me. And I appreciate each and every last single one. This is not, I'm not on here to throw shade or to throw someone under the bus, but what's right was right, what's wrong was wrong.
Exactly.
And right now, I don't feel comfortable at this point in time until we figure out where that $1 million went. And we need to know.
Yeah, what you do. You do.
And now I question the FBI. Because let me tell you something. You know what I know. You coming from corporate America, son. You running businesses. You dealing with these type of business people from all walks of life that you have on your show, your platform, that you have done business with over the years. You know and I know $1 million going to a phishing scam. The FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service, and everybody coming. Because guess what? No taxes was paid on that $1 million that just disappeared. No proper protocol was reported. No accountant was reported properly. Why are we just now finding out about $1 million 3 years later?
Well,
Mr. Miller not here to answer those questions.
Well, they're trying to keep it cover up. It's a cover up.
With the union now, she has officially retired and she's out of the loop, so she don't have to answer no questions.
That's a cover up.
Unless Powers maybe stepped in and say, "Oh no, we gonna bring you back. You gonna have to come down here for this Q&A questionnaire." But somebody got some explaining to do, and I'm not hearing about no law firm. And why was you paying $1 million for a law firm to represent what? What were they doing?
The law firm doesn't exist. Why? How do you pay money? How do you not vet the law firm? Who said, hey, Brian Lace, that's a great law firm. Where did they come from? How did the law firm get in contact with you, or you getting in contact with them? But the members of the union, AFSCME, all members, should be demanding, first thing, a copy of the legal service agreement. This is extremely important. That's why I'm staying on it, like a pit bull, okay?
Oh, no, you ain't got to worry about that, because when I get off the phone with you today, those phone calls are definitely coming from me. One thing about me, I don't hold no punches and I don't bite my tongue. If you right, you right. I don't care. Everybody not going to like you in this world, but they're going to respect me in the end. And I get a lot of love and respect. The city councilman, the governor, all the way to the mayor's office and everything. They love me. You know what I'm saying? They may not want me to speak on certain things, but I'm going to speak on it because this is my co-workers. These are my brothers and sisters that get out there each and every day, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, rain, sleet, or snow, and go ahead and try to keep this city clean, to keep it safe, and to give it a new life, and not have it look like a mudslide. And the thanks we get is that $1 million just went away, and now you telling me that a company that don't exist? Like, this is crazy.
It's
like,
crazy.
Who's appropriating these funds?
Well, that sounds like a scam within a scam.
Whoever signed up, listen, if the FBI is supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not dragging their feet, or they got something worked out.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Because they got a lot of funny stuff that they sell. They not really how the FBI should be. They should have been on this case and should have been locking somebody up.
Another case.
Even back then, $1 million disappeared. Ain't nobody in that, man.
But another case they should be on?
If that was me and you in charge of that, we'd be locked up right now. You be in jail right now, and you'd be doing 5 to 7 years.
Clarence, another case they should be on, because this is a show that we're talking about what's going on in Baltimore. The AFSCME location is in Baltimore, and you're bringing up the FBI. But here's the thing: you have another $1 million. I'll divert just a little bit and get back on point. But you have another $1 million, $1.1 million, that it's a Register of Wills office, where other Register of Wills office throughout the country or the area that are similar in size, they're paying either $0 or $200 or at the most $2,500 for the whole year for their advertisement for the Register of Wills office. And you have Belinda Conaway, the Register of Wills, paying $1.1 million. See, it's an air of corruption that's in the city. It's like AFSCME, $1 million with a phishing scam, wink, wink, allegedly. Then you have another $1.1 million. Then you have audits that are not being done. Then you have her son, Xavier Washington Conaway, who's on the next floor. And again, he's in Baltimore, even though this is a state agency, the Circuit Court for Baltimore City. He has a budget almost 10 times larger than his mother's budget as the Register of Wills. And he's the clerk of the court for the Circuit Court. Listen, his budget's almost 10 times high. Did you know they haven't been audited, allegedly, for 5 years? So he got almost $40 million.
So they just having a free fall. It's appropriation.
5 years?
Wait a minute, am I correct? Didn't you break the news that you said they supposed to have a $200,000 TV show that was shot and was supposed to come on, but it never happened? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I reported on a story that had already come out about the $200,000, 200 grand, well, 197,000, whatever, that was supposed to be for a show about the Register of Wills office, and the show never happened. And I asked, okay, where's the money? What do you mean the show never happened? First of all, why would you be putting out $200,000 for a show with a nothing happening office as the Register of Wills office?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is just my opinion, and it's just me talking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this is not actual facts. What I'm hearing from the Wills, what I'm hearing from Acme, I'm just looking at this situation. You have people that have the authority that can go into these accounts. They got access to these accounts, and they're able to write checks or pay for services rendered, and it's too much of that. So now we're going to have to change this. You know, it's going to have to go back to some type of other system other than what it is, because it's not working. You talking about an organization or a city government office hasn't had a audit in 5 years. You know all types of money. People paying for trips, people paying for food, people writing off expenses, people coming in and telling me I need $1,000, boss lady or boss man, because I need to go around the corner and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Well, let me just write it down, say it was for this, but here go a check for $1,000. And now these people going to the bank to go get this hard-earned money again. And why would the Register of Wills have that type of money that they playing with to that level? That means that the business and just the structure is too easy and too accessible, and it's not set up properly.
Well, here's another thing. This is really important. Now, I put it out with, there's a case going, and you can look it up in Pacer. You can look the case up in Pacer. Teresa Sims, it's my wife, versus the state of Maryland. And you can look up the docket and everything that's going on in that case and make your own judgment. But allegedly within that, there is, how can I put this? The Baltimore City Council and the mayor's office, they were paying in, allegedly, they were paying in every time they went to recording fees. The attorneys do recording fees within a circuit court. And this was almost, I think it's what, a 20-year period or something? So they were paying in money, but get this, Clarence, for all those years of paying these fees, and guess what? They were exempt. They were exempt from paying the fees. So here you have the clerk of the court who allegedly had many people, and I spoke with one of the managers who was with the circuit court for Baltimore City, and she told me, oh yeah, they commandeered my people in order to do this, and in order to do this, I guess, alteration in the figures to go into the system and show that something that was paid was not paid. That's what happened. So allegedly, and over again for all these years, they just did it recently so that they could set up the Maryland electronic court system, because an internal audit was done that showed that the electronic court system could not be set up unless the system showed that these fees that were paid weren't paid. This is the type of corruption I'm talking about.
Well, this is not out of control. All I know is, that's the whole talk in the city. Your registered will situation, I've heard a lot about the case that your wife has, which she's going to be vindicated, and I hope she wins, because that shouldn't have happened at all, and whatever repercussions that they took her down the pipe. I can tell you that you have no idea, I lost count on how many times that the city wanted to try to get rid of me because I spoke about things that I stood on. I was raised a different way. I came from a different club, and my grandfather and father didn't play those games. Both of them being ex-military, and me as well. And one thing about it is, you stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. And I don't fall for stuff like that. I mean, a 5-year-old could tell that something's wrong and $1 million is missing. A 5-year-old could tell you that $1.1 million was spent out of a department that shouldn't even be spending that type of money. Their budget, even though they might have access to 1.5, let's say $2 million a year is their budget, they shouldn't be spending no more than $250,000 for the whole year for whatever services.
Well, certainly not for advertising. The other Register of Wills office that were of similar size, they were spending like $200 for the whole year for like pens and other paraphernalia to just, advertise the Register of Wills office. This is the Register of Wills office. And the circuit court, that's the circuit court. That is the Maryland judiciary. That is the judiciary. And the judiciary, a body of the Maryland judiciary, Doge needs to come in and take a look at this. You haven't been registered? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to keep up on this situation. Clarence probably had to run real quick, but I'm going to keep up on this situation that's going on. Clarence Thomas, he's in the middle of it. He's getting it in. He's fighting for his workers, his people, and I believe because he told me he only had so much time. So I'm going to get a second part of this interview with Clarence. Hopefully I'll have Stancil on back again. But we're going to get to the bottom of this corruption in Baltimore, Corruption City, USA, and the state of Maryland as well. I'm Sean Sims, host of the Outsiders podcast. God bless. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.